Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Sorry, Eric is gone taking care of some children issues right now. He's
I
out there.
got you. No worries. No worries. Hello, everyone in the chat. So good to see you. There's the Eric. Hi, Wickershire, Billy, Crazy Ed's, Barb, Jesus is Lord, Ben's over, Nana's Crazy Life. Hello, Donna. So good to have you all. Hello, Vineyard Chicks.
Oh, I'm glad I could get right now.
How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good. Did you get to eat supper yet?
Well, I didn't, but I had a late lunch, so that's what I'm done. I'm done for the day. Eric didn't eat, so he'll eat when we're done. I'll make something for the kids and for him.
Yeah, make them starve. It's okay.
We have a lot of eggs in there, so they may be eating some
Yeah.
eggs for dinner.
Exactly. I mean, we like have them so. Hey, Rochelle, we have so many eggs. It's pathetic. I hate to say that, but hi, Christina Dragonflies, Rochelle Brampton Gardner. Hello, so good to have you. So we have Bland's Promised Land Ranch. Yeah.
Yay!
Off the wall prepper. Hello. I know aren't beautiful people. We got the beard going on. Yeah.
I got my beard.
I shaved today for y'all. Dragonflies, we just had some rain come through. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's some bad weather going through a lot of places.
There is. I mean, we just got rain, so we're not. Someplace, my friend down the road has like tornado warnings, and she's 2.5 hours from us. But
Yeah.
it's crazy because they're so close, but their weather varies so much. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like it was 80 degrees there, it was 60 degrees here. It's like
Wow.
crazy. Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
So, y'all are in Texas, huh?
We are.
So, are you near Dallas?
We are. We're about an hour east of Dallas.
Okay, so Fort Worth area?
We're the opposite direction.
The other way. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, the other way.
The boss, he just corrected me. And see, I am not the directional girl. I don't know. He's like, go east. I go, okay, is that left or right or forward or behind me?
Well, normally I'm like, we live to the right of Dallas. And Eric's like, okay. I'm like, well, the east. But if you're looking at a map, we're on the right side of Dallas. So
like East Texas, would that be considered?
Yep. Kind of.
More. Okay. They would refer to it as Northeast Texas.
Yeah, Northeast Texas.
So you might live by oh crap, I just did a blank. I can't think of them. But anyway, forget that. We'll just squirrel away on that one. Hey Randy, good to have you.
I know there's quite a bit of YouTube. I think there's quite a few YouTubers in the area. I think like Jared Crocker lives very close. Journey Along with Shannon, she lives very close. All of those, that group, Tom and Rhonda, I believe they all live very close within, I mean, not even an hour from where we are.
Yeah. Tom and Rhonda live right by Jared. So
yeah, they're all in that. We're really close, I think, to where they would be.
They haven't even offered to make us dinner yet.
Well, what's wrong with that? I'm going to email them and tell them, like, y'all, let's step up. Hey, Rick, Twin Brooks. So I say I'm from Texas. I'm not. I'm from Illinois. But my parents retired to Florida. I lived there for a couple of years. And then I moved to Texas when I was 18. And I lived there for 6 years. So I'm a damn Yankee. I stayed. That's what they call us there. I found that out first month I lived there. Are you a damn Yankee or are you a Yankee? And I go, I just learned I was a Yankee. I don't know. I didn't know. So, but I stayed and, lived in Houston and lived in Austin, lived in Round Rock, and then ended up in Canyon Lake. And Kevin and I, that's where we bought our home and lived there for a while. So, yeah, I'm originally from Illinois, though, but I don't like to own that. So,
Well, we
Understood.
we always say we're from Maryland originally, but that's south of the Mason-Dixon line. So everybody here, they're like, "You're a Yankee," and I'm like, "Well, technically,
yeah,
I mean, we were south of that line." So, but according to any Texan, if you're not from Texas, you're a Yankee. So
yeah,
I don't think we
exactly.
can win.
Yeah. Hey,
I've
Danny,
been-
Cape and Hydroponics, and Wendy, Nunya, Texas. Hello, welcome.
Jake said it. Jake
Yeah.
said there's Texas and then there's everywhere else.
Exactly. You got that right, Jake. But I've lived in southwestern Illinois in a little suburb, and we had a cornfield behind us, so that made me a Texan. So I was just preparing for Texas. That's all it was. And
Well,
yeah.
I've been told anybody north of the Red River is considered a Yankee.
Yeah.
True. I've heard that before. That's too funny. That is too funny. Well, so tell us about Bland's Promised Land Ranch, how you got the name, how'd you end up there, y'all?
All right.
I'm gonna take this one.
Go ahead. You can tell that one.
Man, this is cool because normally I don't get to talk. She doesn't let me
Oh,
talk.
whatever.
You're not getting any sympathy from Jan.
Yeah, I see when we go on people's lives that actually do know us, I can't always say that.
Yep.
Back to the hand, Eric. We know that's not true. But
I know. No, she's great. We like messing with each other. Probably.
Monica is the spokeswoman, though. She's got it going on.
Well, she's a sweet lady. It's always made me laugh. It's always made me laugh because she is, and I don't know if this is every woman or if this is her because of how she grew up when she was younger, working for her mom as a receptionist. But Monica can be in mid scream at the animals or the dog or the kids, and then as soon as she picks up the phone, she's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, that's a girl.
I was like, where did that voice come from? Why can't we get that woman talking to us?
Or when we're recording videos now, I'll be like, yeah, so, we're going to do this and then we're going to go to this. And I'm like, hey, everybody be quiet. And they're like,
you're
oh.
an idiot. Shut up. Okay. Hi.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. They're like, Mom. Oh, Mom's recording. She's her YouTube voice now. I'm like, yeah, I am in my YouTube voice. So go ahead. You can tell where we're about.
Okay. We'll zip it and let you speak for probably 30 seconds before we
go for it. You got a little bit of time.
Right, cool.
Well, he's going to push me out.
Scoot over. Okay. Well, no, back in about 2013, we were up in Maryland, as Monica said, and we had started growing our own food at a very small scale and started raising chickens, like we would refer to as the gateway to homesteading. So we started with that, and there was just not much room for growth up in Texas for the size family. Up in Maryland. Not much room for growth as far as for our kids to grow as they started getting older, if going to colleges or properties were super expensive. Houses were super expensive. And, just to be completely blunt and honest, we're just very conservative, God-fearing people. And we felt like this was a place that the Lord was leading us to go to. And that's how we came up with the name. Because I was actually studying through the book of Joshua when God was calling them into the promised land. And so, that is the promised land. This is the promised because this was a promise that God made to us. I knew that he was calling us here. And we spent a lot of time in prayer and fasting and just waiting to see what the Lord would do. And just all of a sudden, one day he opened the door. Yep. And, the thing was that my company actually paid for me to move down here. So, yeah.
And it's not like a government contract or anything like that. Usually they say, if you're in the military or government contract, sometimes, you have help like that. But this was a company that he had been with for a long time, and he had just been trying to leave the company to find another job. And they, his boss, and they kind of heard that he was really looking and trying to move up. And they said, well, You can interview for this position. He came all the way down here, interviewed for the position down here. And then he got word that he wasn't the right fit for that position. And we were like, what?
Oh.
And so like within another, I guess it was 2-week time period, they called back, they texted him back, called back or whatever and said, look, you're not a right fit for that position. But we know, we want to know, are you serious about moving? Because if you're serious about being in Texas, then what we're going to do is we're going to create a position for you. So they took his resume and they created a position for him. And so that had nothing to do with anybody but God. Like God was like, I'm going to get you where I need you to be. And I'm going to get you out of where I don't want you to be. And God put us right here, exactly where he wanted us. He had 3 days to find a house. Eric did. Him and his mom flew down here and they had a weekend. That was it. I said, look, you've got to look at all these houses and we're going to have to pray that God shows you what house, because otherwise we're not going to be able to see it. And on the last day he was here, he was able to be in this house, walk through the house. And then that morning, before he flew home to Maryland, he was able to drive the course to make sure that it was going to be within the parameters of, we wanted to be an hour at least, at the most. We don't be more than an hour away from his job. And it fit. Everything fit. It was like God had these perfect pegs and every single piece fit to that puzzle. And it was amazing. And I didn't even see this house until we pulled up. Like I had only seen it from pictures, and we pulled up to the house and that was the first time any of us had seen it in person. And so it's not something you do often, but it was such a blessing. Like we could have never done it ourselves.
You did good, Eric. You did
never
good. Yay!
For sure.
Good stuff. And on top of that, you were right. I only had about 30 seconds before she took over.
You had like a minute. Totally fine.
Please say hi to Carolina Hill Country and Willow Grow. Welcome. So
you had double what you expected, so you're fine.
Yeah, you got 30 good seconds. I mean, I'm telling you, that's a record for us women. So, for sure. I know. I drive Kevin nuts, and I'm like, my sister goes bonkers when she's like has a hard time watching my lives, because he'll be talking and I'll talk over him, and she'll be emailing me, quit talking over Kevin. Like, that's how we roll. That's how we bounce off each other. And that's how it works. That's our magic,
Well,
exactly.
I know I have found myself recently when Monica starts going on to some of her little rants, if you will.
Rant?
Not in a negative way.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I just look at her and I say, you know how much I love you, right?
Right.
That's all I can say.
Kevin will be over here jabbing me, like, shut up. And I'm like, well,
no.
I like this guy, Kevin. Where is this guy, Kevin?
Yeah.
Eric, he quietly
he left me.
Eric quietly puts his hand on my leg, and he'll touch it, like, hello, you need to be
Robert,
quiet.
I did say hi to you. Hello, Robert. Homestead Aquarius. Hi, hello, my friend. How are you? Robert's over there crying. Say hi. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Monica.
No, you're fine. No, I was just saying, Eric.
We do that to each other too, Eric. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's no sex thing.
We do whatever. Yeah, there's no gender bias here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've learned to accept it.
You're a wise man. You are a wise man.
Well, I used to think when I was younger, I used to think my dad was just a man of little words. But now I realize that my mom just monopolized the conversation.
Hey.
Couldn't get a word in edgewise. Hey, Charles of Bushcraft. I have to tell you this funny story. I had an aunt. What was her name? I can't think of her name. But
you could just make up her name, because no one's gonna know for sure. So just make up the name.
I want to have it right though, and she was something else. Let me tell you. So my brother, hello, Abundant Acres. My brother, we were all in Pennsylvania because my mom's from Pennsylvania. And we're all in Pennsylvania, and my aunt Cecilia. Hey, Lori. My aunt Cecilia, that's her name.
There you go.
She starts talking, and Jim is sitting there with his watch, right? and he's timing her to see how long it would take her to take a breath between her conversation. That woman went 5 minutes, and he looks at her. He goes, "Do you realize you didn't take a breath for 5 minutes? How did you do that?" And she goes, "Because I live with a bunch of damn men." And I have to make everything count. So I have to get it all out at once.
This is true. This is probably true.
She was like that. She was so like that. And she just was she was what's the word, a curmudgeon, or she was something else. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So y'all raise cattle?
We do. That's part of what we grow, the largest animals that we have, and we have a grass-fed beef business that we have, and that's been good for us. We try to use the business side of it to offset the costs for us as a family with the beef that we eat, and being a large family, that can be pretty good amount of beef in a year.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Hey, my Raindrop Life, welcome. So good to have you here. So what kind of cattle are they?
So when we first started out, what we were looking for was super baldies or black baldies, people would know them as, which is basically a cross between a Brangus and a Hereford. And, so it's the white face. And as we got moving along, one of the things that I learned from the butcher that we use, we've kind of grown friendly with her, and she's extremely knowledgeable. And she's second generation butcher. And, the more we talk to her, the more we realize that it's one of the most important parts is the bone density of the cow. So a lot of times people get these big cows and they're very heavy, but when they go to process them, they lose a lot more meat because of how thick their bones are. So a lot of the continental breeds have those really big knuckles and big feet, and you pay for it in the end. And so what we've tried to do is we have a couple of our anchor cows, I guess you could call them, our herd starters when we first moved down here in 2014, that we've been picking some of the keepers from them because of their body style. They have thinner legs as far as the bone, and the skin is not as heavy, because that's another key element to think of when you go to pick a cow that you're going to butcher. A lot of people, especially here in the South, they like to use people call them Brammers or Brahma. Brahma. The name Brahman is Braham,
And
or N, is a Brahman. And so the reason why people use those is because they're a lot like the Longhorn, where they're very hardy with the hot temperatures. And so a lot of people like to see that big, thick neck. We call it the curtain neck, but it's basically the brisket that goes from the underside of their chin down to their chest plate. And those are another ones you have to be careful of, because they actually have much heavier skin than a typical like Angus or Hereford, the beef brand cattle.
Are your cattle like related to Angus in any way?
Yeah. So the bull that we have is about 3/5, technically 3/5 Black Angus.
Okay.
And then 2/5 the Brammer or Brahman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's all black, but what they did when they mixed those two together was to have something that could withstand the heavy temperatures or the hot temperatures in the South. So they're very durable. They don't get sick very much, but they have more of a body style of the Black Angus.
Okay. Let me say hi to some folks real quick.
Yeah.
Hello, Rolling with Raquel, Barb's Country, Off the Wall Prepper, Let's All Pray. They have a tornado warning coming. They're really getting some bad weather in our.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna hit Crazy Ed first, so it's gonna go through there.
Yeah. Aoki Homestead. Hello. Hello. Let's see. Who else did I meet? Lance is in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's coming through there first. Sojourners, Old Kentucky Home. Hello, Debbie. Okay, I think I caught up with everybody. So in your, how long have you raised cattle?
Pretty much from the moment we stepped on this property. The gentleman that we purchased the property from was an older gentleman. Him and his wife were both very sickly, and so when he sold the property to us, he was super nice. He came back on a couple different occasions to show us different parts about the property. And then that was one thing that he recommended, that we get cattle on the property as quick as we could to maintain the ag exemption. And so we started out with a cow-calf pair, and then we followed that up with getting a longhorn. And he was just going to be our yard art. So that was a steer. So
well, I think it's important too to know when you have different types of cattle, it was really neat to see that we were very unknowledgeable, and we've trusted the Lord every step of the way. The moment we got here, we asked him to guide us in all the animals we've gotten and everything we've had. So by getting, we got the longhorn, and people will probably think, oh, well, that probably was a waste then if he was just, a steer, yard art, whatever. But he was really purposeful because we used him. He was alive for 5 years. We were able to use him in the end for meat, but we also used him to help wean the other baby cows. So we would take all these weanlings and put him with them, and he would give them comfort when they couldn't be with their mom. So there's a purpose for him. And we got to see the difference between longhorn beef and the hanging weight of a longhorn versus a beef cow. And we've processed beef, full beef cattle. We've processed mixed longhorn and beef cattle, and we've processed full longhorn. So we've kind of really run the gambit of the different types of cattle. We've gotten the different body styles, and we've had a lot of variety in that. And I think that's really important too, because sometimes I look back and think, well, but he wasn't a waste to me. I wonder sometimes if people wonder if that was, oh, you just yard art, but he was more than yard art too, though. We got him kind of because he was cute, but in the end, he served a really big purpose. And even, now he's hanging on our wall. We've got his mount on our wall, and we've got his hide on the other wall, and we filled our bellies with his meat. So nothing goes to waste here.
Hi, Billy. Hi, Billy. Hi, Billy. Billy didn't hear me say hi to him, so he's saying hi, hi, hi.
Oh, Nisi's in here too.
Nisi is in here. Did I miss her?
She just came in. It looks like she just popped in.
Oh, I'm on a delay. Hey, our cabin in the woods. Oh, there she is. Freehandly made. Dee's Homestead. Thank you for my beautiful card. It's so cool. Dee's Homestead is new to me, and I've been, just sort of power watching. Hi, Life with Belinda and Chuck. Welcome. Cosmic Cultivate. Oh, boy. I'm way behind. Mr. Blue Collar said hi. I hate when I don't like getting behind on the chat. I'm sort of OCD that way. So Bunky's.
Okay.
Let's see. Bunky's Garden. Hello, sweetheart.
Lori's world, but she's lurking.
Yeah. I'm praying for Mima. Lori's mom had a little incident with her health. So we're praying for her. DB Acres Homestead, welcome.
Ricky Ventures is here too.
Ricky's here. Ricky. I like to. Ricky. Yeah. So we're looking into cattle. We're looking into a Black Angus Jersey mix, and or a Charlet. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Don't try to spell it, because spelling it.
No. I can butcher it in a heartbeat. I can butcher so many names in a heartbeat. I'm terrible about it. But we've been looking into either our guy who brush hogs, he has Charlets, and then our lady we get our beef from, she has Angus mix. Hey, Barb, Jesus is Lord. How are you? And so anyway, we get this meat, but I will tell you the Black Angus sirloin is like melt in your mouth butter. It is so, so good. And, we're about to buy a half cow. And I told Kevin, I said, Why are we doing this? We've got 17 acres. Let's get our own cattle and
Yep.
let's raise them. I mean, let's start with 2. And, you know, maybe it won't be my dream to have a milk cow because I know they're a lot of work. I understand that. And I've been doing like 3 years study on cows. So, and I think that's an important thing to cover is let's not jump. You get a homestead, right?
Mhm.
Well, we had chickens in Texas on our half acre, and let's not jump into okay, we're going to get chickens, we're going to get pigs, we're going to get cows, we're going to get sheep, and then you're like, what in the heck did I just get into? I
So
mean,
overwhelming.
it's ridiculous, it's unacceptable, and you know we need to always keep that in mind. Let's just do one step at a time.
Yeah.
Joyce and Jean at Moore's Patch of Heaven have entrusted us, hey MNC, with their animals, and we're raising their pigs for them now until they find their land. And we have chickens now. They have show chickens they're going to come pick up because the kids hatched those out, and you know, so we're giving them back to them. We're like, okay, cool, because we're 20 now. We went from 4 chickens to 29 chickens.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So and that's okay. I mean, my God, like I said, we have so many eggs. It's pathetic. It's almost shameful. And I'm calling my guy that does our brush hogging, and I'm like, please come get some eggs. You know.
Well,
So,
do your chickens ever stop laying eggs? Do they stop laying in the winter?
our chickens, we got 1 egg out of them, and I'm not sure if it was our chicken or another chicken that sort of horned in on the flock.
Yeah.
I think it's that other chicken, but our chickens pretty much have stopped laying eggs. Their chickens are like, I mean, if
Crazy.
I didn't collect eggs today, so we'll have a dozen eggs out there in the shop.
Have you thought about keeping them and putting them in, you know, water glassing them so that you have them when you do give the chickens back?
I have, and what I'm doing is I'm just freezing them right now. I'm just
But when you get to half a cow, you won't have that room.
no, well, it's getting slim right now.
Yeah.
Our
I only say that
freezers
because
are
from
bad.
experience, I've had that happen. We run out of freezer room so fast, and like
Yeah.
we've got a month until we process 3 hogs, 3,
Oh,
and
God.
I'm gonna have to make sure that I have room in my freezers, and I have quite a few freezers. I have a lot of freezers.
Yeah.
But we use the space. They're always like packed out with stuff, but I can't put eggs in the freezer anymore. And so I'm trying to have to really make sure that our duck eggs are clean so that I can start water glassing them again, because when they stop laying, because they will stop laying, mine will in the winter just for a short period of time. But if they stop laying, then Eric doesn't have eggs because I can't go to the store and buy duck eggs, and he can't have chicken eggs. And so it's something I've been thinking about a lot. Like, okay, I've got to really get myself, be smart about it and prepare now, because then I'll be stuck in a few months when I'm like, oh, I can't make cookies for you. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I can't make that for you.
We have ducks. They gave us their ducks,
Mhm.
and we have ducks, but they're on the pond.
Yeah.
And I've walked the pond pasture, and I don't see any eggs from the ducks.
Well, they cover their nests.
Well, they could be really covering them good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we have a bunch of them, and they stay out back, right? Like right out back by our back window.
yeah.
And they weren't being put away at night. They weren't being kind of locked up because the coop wasn't prepared or whatever. And so they were just kind of running around like maniacs. And every day I'm going outside and I'm like, Eric, I've got like 18 ducks out there, and I'm not getting a single egg for like weeks. And this was over the fall, just in the past few months. And he's like, that's it. I want eggs. I'm done. So a couple weeks ago, he put up a fencing, got them so that they go back to bed at night. And now I'm getting 3 to 6 eggs every single day. Now, I don't know, some of them are just done for right now, I guess, or some of them are older, but most of them aren't that old. They should all be laying, but I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
every day now, finally again. But they were hiding their stuff really well, their nest, and not to mention my dogs like to sniff it out and eat them.
Well, I have a feeling Mr. Brutus over here acting all sweet and innocent. He goes to the pond pasture quite often, and I have a
Yeah.
feeling he's finding those eggs
Mhm.
and eating them. So that's a strong possibility. I mean, I love duck eggs. Kevin's not as crazy about them as I am, but I love duck eggs. I think they're fabulous. So,
Yeah.
hey, Dorothy, how are you? Good to have you. Um, the, I guess I just need to go into the pasture, and we have like 3/4 of an acre pond, and just start walking around it and see, because there were a couple ducklings, and they died. And something got one of the ducks. So, and then we lost one chicken, which was sort of a bummer. I hate being entrusted with someone's animals and then something happened. I mean, the one that died, we just think it had a heart attack. It wasn't anything. There was no bad weather. They had coverage. Hi, Brooke, Cowgirl Homestead. How are you? So I'm going to have to go look, because I was hoping for some ducklings and I was hoping for some chicks, but I don't want them now. I want them in spring. So yeah.
Well, I was telling
excuse me.
I was telling Gail, I hatch out a bunch of chickens because I have a problem. I like to hatch animals out, like to hatch chickens and ducks, and then I can't keep them because Eric's like, Monica, you have 150 chickens, get rid of them. I'm not feeding them. And so I like to hatch them. So, hey, if you ever want to come over to Texas and get some free chickens, you're more than welcome.
I don't need them. No.
In the spring.
Sure, they're
come get them in the spring. Just call me in the spring.
Yeah. Well, I'll swap you. You can have some of mine, and I'll take it. Eric's like, no. Hey, Blue Farm, welcome. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen. I think last night you were on our live. Did you see the little piglet that we had?
No, I didn't get to stay long. I had a video. I had to get out, and
understand.
I didn't get to stay long, and I didn't get to hear your special announcement, which we'll talk about. I love it.
Okay. Oh. Well, okay. Just hold your horses. But this is actually our second house pig.
Yeah.
Within this year. And the first one, we actually had a series of videos. His name is Peter. He's still out there. He's one of the 3 that will be processed soon.
Yeah, in January.
But Monica hand raised him along with the kids helping.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point in time, because she couldn't find any eggs either, she decided to let him lead her around the yard. So she basically would let him out of the house in the morning and just follow him around the yard, because he knew all the spots where they were laying them. And you couldn't see them, but he knew where they were. And
he could sniff them out and find them.
I bet you, I don't know how.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I don't know with your dog, if you can
follow your dog,
if you could follow him, or if you can leash him and then let him kind of take you where, but I bet you that's why he's spending so much time down there.
Can one of my moderators remove Jean? Hold on. I can do it. Put user. Oh, I should have blocked her. Here, let me see if I can block her. Thank you, Wickershire. You're awesome. He's on it. He's on his game. All right. Let me see. Okay, she's blocked for 5 minutes. If she comes back up and I miss her, one of you just block her, please. So, you hit the big time when you have a bot, right?
I was thinking that. I was like, "Oh, excuse me, I've never seen a bot come into a live. That's pretty good."
Right? I always get them on my videos, and I'm like, "You're blocked. You're blocked."
Yeah, we had a bot this morning in our video, and then I was like, what's this?" And we had somebody else come on there and talk about some very obscene things. I'm like, "You are blocked, mister.
Mm-hmm.
Know what you're here for." But No,
Oh,
sir. This
yeah.
is a candy video, not that kind of candy.
Mm-mm. No, thank you.
Oh, Monica.
It was very inappropriate.
Rochelle says she's kind of jealous. Yep.
Belinda took the egg
Eggs
sniffing
sniffing
pig.
pigs. Sounds like a country song. Hey, Harvey, welcome. Good to
Need
see
to get Mountain
you.
Grandma on that one. Need to get Tammy to Mountain Grandma to get us make us
Right?
a song by the egg sniffing pig.
I know, right? I'll have to message her and tell her, hey, could you write a song real quick?
I bet you she could too. She's so good.
Oh my God, she's awesome.
I
Her and
adore
her
her.
husband both, they just blow my mind. I played piano growing up, which I can't play anymore because I totally, it's lost. I guess if I tried, I could again, but I always wanted to play guitar, and I tried one time and I couldn't do it. I just could not get my hands to coordinate. And they're like, it's just like a piano keyboard. And I'm like, bull, it's up here.
They're not the same. They're not the same.
Totally not the same. LG, hello, Lori. So good to see you. What are bots? Debbie, those are people that do bad things. They just come in and put bogus things up on. And
Yep.
yeah, so he is a Brangus. We need more freezers. So yeah, we're gonna get the half cow, and then we'll probably have to get an upright freezer because we have a small. We have friends that live off grid, and they brought a small deep freeze over. Because they're like, "Can we please plug in at your house?" And we're like, "Absolutely, come on." And so we took the small freezer and we put all our vegetables that I harvested this summer and put those in there, and our lard from our pig, and various things, all that stuff. And then we have two other big deep freezes, and we let them have the big deep freeze, and we took the other one. But I am telling you now, there is no way a half cow. We got a quarter cow a couple months ago, and I was like, that quarter cow didn't last. I mean, I handpicked everything I bought. It wasn't like a pre-packaged deal. The lady I get it from, she actually graduated out of our house. And yeah, it's pretty cool. She lived behind us, and now they own 80 acres about a quarter mile up the road. But they have all those cows, and I was like, we're gonna have to get another freezer because there's just no way it's gonna fit. We couldn't squeeze it in if we wanted to, but we went through that quarter cow so fast because it's like, oh, we got beef. Oh,
Yeah.
And you get tired of eating chicken and pork and sausage. And hey, Lear's Farmish, how are you? So anyway, yeah, it's been a blessing. So I wanted to thank y'all. I just wanted to personally thank y'all for promoting the GoFundMe page for Butt Nuggets Homestead. I want to say right now, I don't want to make this about all that because it's about you guys right now, but the outreach that our community has given them, I'm going to tell you because I added it up, we are 2,042 away from hitting our 10,000 goal.
Wow.
And that's because everyone has just come together in this Amazeballs community and put that GoFundMe link up. And I met them Friday, was it Thursday? Thursday I went there. And I am going to tell you, they are the most wonderful, genuine people. And hey, Micro Farmer, Deborah cried her eyes out. She's been so touched by the love and the outreach of our community. And what do you say? I mean, how many ways can you say thank you? But it was Wednesday I went. Oh, it was Wednesday. But today's Friday. Oh yeah, it was Wednesday. So Kevin just came out and corrected me. He's listening. He popped out of his cave. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it boggles my mind. But I mean, I'm not surprised that everyone came together, but that we have been able to reach across the world to help these people rebuild. I mean, they had an electrical fire the day after Thanksgiving. And I did put a video up. And of course, you know, we're YouTubers, we video everything. It drives Kevin nuts. He's like, do you have to video everything? And I go, yeah, I'm a YouTuber, you know. So, but it has been such a blessing. And the Homesteader Helper grassroots effort, we were able to kick that off with that. And we're making some big changes to that. We're becoming legit.
Yay.
It's going to be a 3-month process. So we're sort of going to back off. But we're doing, if y'all want to do a logo for Homestead Helpers Grassroots, we're accepting logos. And Micro Farmers doing a $50 gift card giveaway for the winner.
Cool.
And I've already had a couple submissions, and I know people are working on it. So it's a fun thing.
That's cool.
But thank you so much. You all have been so amazing, and I love you for it. And I know Butt Nuggets loves you for everything you're doing. So bless you for that.
You know what? That's what we do. That's what the community does. God's built us this beautiful community. Why not?
Yeah. Isn't that what life is about? I mean, he said, love one another and help one another and be there. And it's like, everyone's like, oh, you know, Jan, you're so awesome. And I'm like, no, not really. No, I'm not. I'm just doing my small, and I trust me, y'all, when I say this, I'm doing my small part. I mean, anything above me putting a GoFundMe page out is God. It's all God. He gets all the glory. He gets all the honor. It has nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. I just was Joyce said it perfectly from Morris Patch of Heaven. I'm the hands and feet of Jesus. And that's what I want to be. And oh yeah. And then Will It Grow? What an amazing man. Lori's World has a merch. If you go, many of you might not know about the Shed Wars and the John Keeney, and it's a big joke. It's hysterical. But John's in this like man.
I've seen references to it, and I was like, I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know what I'm watching right now. I think I just came halfway into this joke, and it's pretty hysterical, but I don't know. I was like a deer in headlights when I was watching references to this. I'm like, I don't know what to say, but this is funny.
Fawcett had him on his her tag for a while. But if you go to Lori's World and go to the merchandise store, all the money and proceeds from the sale of any John Keeney product on that link goes to the Homesteader Helper grassroots effort. And what a wonderful, wonderful contribution. I mean, Homer and I at Micro Farmer are just absolutely blown away. I mean, the love has just been amazing. And I still haven't gone and ordered my mug. I'm getting a John Keeney mug because, well, it's a one of a kind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how often do you see a man with a Speedo kind of
pulled all the way up to here?
Yeah.
The real question is, who wants to see that? That's the question.
We don't want to see it, but you know,
you can't help but look, right? You're just like,
I know it'll be a good kickstart to your day when you're drinking your coffee, or you know, if I'm having a glass of wine and I got the John Keeney in. But John and the Shed Ward community has just been amazing for us and supported us so greatly, and we appreciate that. So, okay, enough about that. You guys, I know Monica, Eric, I don't know if you're even involved, so you can just
I'll scoot off to the side.
Monica and a couple other channels have some exciting things going on. So I'm going to shut up and let you tell us because it's so cool. Casey told me about it last night. Oh, let me say to O'Rourke Littlefield. Hello. Okay, go.
Hi. Okay, so what we're doing is starting December 20th, we are going to start a YouTube where it's going to be a live broadcast on Monday mornings, and it's going to be called Round the Hay Bale. And it's going to be 5 different channels, myself included. It's going to be Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm, Alicia from Country Mama Musings, Casey from Boots and Bounty, and Casey from Ormsby Farms. And we're all going to get together and we're going to just talk, morning show type talk, but homestead style, YouTube homesteader life, gardening and all those things, and just kind of something that's very natural and just us being ourselves and getting together and chatting. Right now we get together behind the scenes and we start talking about stuff and it just gets hilarious. So I'm really excited to start doing this for everybody else because we have things that we want to share, but we're going to do some different I think we're going to do some prizes. We're going to have special singing guests the first week we're doing this. I mean, I am so excited for our special guests that we're going to have. We're going to have a special guest host each week as well. And it's going to be once a week. And again, it's starting on the 20th, but we also have I know, I'm so excited, but we have a website and we have a YouTube channel now. And we're trying to get it to 100 subscribers like right away.
Oh, it's up there now?
It's updated. Yeah, there's even so you can go and click and subscribe, and you can even watch the quick little promo code, like little promo thing that he has up. And I'm going to see if I can post the link. I don't know if I can post the link yet.
Did Casey put that up?
He did it last night. Yes, he did it last night while I was in my live. So yes, you can grab it from him. And then, but yeah, anybody that can go there that can subscribe and watch the little promo and make a comment or like it or whatever, that way your subscription sticks.
Totally.
But the faster we can get to 100, then we can rename the URL to be Around the Hay Bale, Round the Hay Bale. So we know, and people can get to it easier for the 20th. So we're really excited. We are so excited to be able to chat and share and have some fun and laugh.
Yeah. Moon over Miami. Hello. I love it because, well, I know Casey. I know Casey. I know you. I know Alicia and Lisa. And y'all have such perfect personalities blended together. And Casey sent me a link to the intro last night. Casey with the Bounties. And I was like, I felt like I was in it. Like that was my baby. And I felt so excited about it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome.
Yeah. When he sent me the promo that he put up, and he sent me the promo that he put up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm hearing everybody's names be announced, and he's like, Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like tearing up. I'm like, oh, so excited.
I was too.
But it was like, it's really exciting. I mean, what a better way to start your week than some fun YouTube conversation. And, now Lisa is on Monday mornings, and she's going to take her Monday morning kind of weekend recap, and she's going to move it to Tuesdays. So that way she can be with us on Mondays. So I'm excited. So we can talk about all kinds of things and make you smile, hopefully, and laugh a little bit before your week really gets going. So,
yes. Yeah. Well, so that's on Casey and Ormsby's channel.
So we're going to be, Casey from Ormsby Farms. We're going to start it. We're actually going to go live on the Round the Hay Bale. Ricky just said, Monica, I already took the URL. How much is it worth to you?
Good try, Ricky.
You got to talk to Casey from Ormsby Farms. He'd be crying.
You, Ricky. We know you're in Minnesota. That ain't that big.
Oh my
God, family there. We'll find your butt.
Okay, I'll try to post it. If you go to my channel or go to any of the other ones, we're going to post that on the community page. So Homestead Aquarius and everybody, I can't put it up on here because I'm not a mod or anything. So, and it's hard for me to do it from my phone. So, but I'll post it so that if you hop on over to our community page, it'll be there in our community page, or anybody else like Lisa, Alicia, and all them too. So
yeah. Please
Will do for sure.
Hello, Lena, Red Road Homestead.
So it looks like Broke Cowgirl Homestead said, question, why can't he eat chicken eggs? I couldn't for years, but now I've discovered I can eat the yolk, but not the white. Why can't you eat chicken eggs, Eric?
I feel like this is like a joke. This is a serious business.
Michael
not-
Farmer has the same problem, so I
Yeah.
hit it.
Yeah, so it's actually a different type of protein. I can't really go into the scientific breakdown of all the proteins, but land birds, I guess, is that what you call them? Land
Well,
birds?
waterfowl versus
Yeah, the
poultry.
waterfowl have a different makeup on the proteins, and so I have tried just the whites. I've also tried just the yolks
of chicken eggs.
of the chicken eggs, and neither one of them sit well. So
Yeah.
We don't want them to die, so we don't do it no more.
Yeah.
it's actually gotten progressively worse as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
'Cause Monica tried to off me a few times.
His mom, when he first started,
especially when I was trying to get on this Round the Hay Bale show, she started trying to feed me all these eggs, and I was like, "What's going on here?"
when he first started saying years ago, like we're talking about like 8 years ago, he's like 35 years old, and all of a sudden he's like, I can't eat chicken eggs no more. And we're like, okay.
Like, did you
Okay.
get a stomach ache, Eric, or what happened? What were your symptoms?
It's my throat.
Oh, okay.
So originally, with what I do for work, I'm just naturally a troubleshooter, and that's how I actually figured out that I had a problem, because I thought I was getting fat. Really, honestly, I thought I was having acid reflux or something.
Yeah.
And the defining moment was the morning that I was taking one of my boys to go fishing, and I stopped at a gas station, got some gas, and then got one of those sausage egg biscuits. So all it was two things: sausage and the biscuit thing or whatever. And so
the egg, yeah.
Oh, and the egg, yeah.
3 things. That's
Yeah,
3.
three things.
That's 3.
I'm not good with math. I see now why I'm not invited to be on Round the Hay Bale.
Let's count for John. 1, 2, 3.
Can you slow down? You're going too fast.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did I just mess with your emotions right there? I did a two-handed.
Well, he started noticing that it was like, his throat was kind of like he was clearing his throat a lot, doing all these things. And so his mom was like, okay. I was like, okay, sure. And so his mom would be like, I made cookies. And he's like, okay, is it made with eggs? She's like, just try it. And then he's like, okay, no, I feel like I'm getting sick. And she's like, oh, maybe he's serious.
Baking. Wow.
Wait, so mom was trying to kill me too?
She tried killing you first. Yeah.
Man,
It was like that. We were
this
just
is a dangerous family.
we
I'm
were
in.
just testing to see if he was for real. We were like, he just wants some attention. He just playing with us.
What?
You've been eating eggs for 35 years. Nobody just all of a sudden becomes allergic. Well, he did.
Yeah.
And so he can eat duck eggs. So when we moved here, after he had been basically egg free for about a year and a half, 2 years, when we moved here, we were here for about maybe 6 or 8 months. And I met a lady and she was like, I had heard that if you're allergic to chicken eggs, that you can try duck eggs and that it works. And I'm like, but I'm not trying to kill my husband. So she's like,
Yeah.
maybe. So I took him home and I said, what do you think? And he was like, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I was like, just try, see what happens. And so he ate duck eggs. The very first time he was eating the duck eggs when we moved here, I'm like taking pictures of them. Of course, I'm thinking this could be the last picture I take.
I know,
But
right?
no, he survived. And I went crazy and bought ducks. I was like, we need to get ducks immediately because I don't want to have to keep buying duck eggs.
Now, I want to say I don't think she's really being truthful with this story, because I don't think it was, why don't you just try? It was more like, suck it up, buttercup, eat egg.
Robert
can't.
found your link to Around the Hay
Oh,
Bale.
yay. Thank
Yay,
you.
Robert. He's awesome. Hi,
Thank you.
Sylvia. Hey, Micro Farmer, was it the protein in the eggs that you were having an issue with?
Yeah.
Because he can't eat chicken eggs at all. He does the same thing. He's like,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Let's
like anything. We found it too, as progressively gotten worse, like you said, but we actually had, I made egg-free cookies, and then I made cookies with, just chicken eggs in them. And I had sat them next to each other and I had stacked one of the cookies with eggs in on top of his egg by accident. And we're like tiny now. We're all teeny tiny.
I'm messing with you.
But I'd stacked the eggs and all of a sudden he was like, Monica, what did you do to this egg? And I'm like, no, that doesn't have any eggs in it. That's a egg-free cookie. And I realized that I had just stacked an egg cookie on top of his one cookie. And just from touching them right top to top, he was like, no, don't do that again. So now we're really careful when we make chicken eggs and duck eggs, you know, and I only have ducks that lay brown eggs and like dark green, and my chicken eggs are white. So there's really less confusion there. So I don't get any kind of like leghorn chickens because they will lay white eggs, and I don't want any white chicken eggs here.
Yeah.
No confusion. So
Yeah. He said his was since he was a kid. He got his in an what? Since he was a
oh,
kid.
so he must have had his when he was younger.
And an older, he got his. Oh yeah, Micros was when he was a kid. Duck eggs are also more expensive, but I researched and it's healthier. Yeah, I agree. They're way healthier.
Yeah.
So
they can be more expensive because they're bakers like to bake with them. They'll make a cake more fluffy and things like that. But
yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like cooking with the duck egg or chicken egg, or cooking with oil, vegetable oil or lard.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm so happy we raised our pigs because I got all that lard out of them, and I made my first pie crust that was actually a success, and it was to die for. Oh my God, it was so good. Hi, Tim. How are you? It was so good. I mean, everyone always says, oh yeah, cook with duck eggs, cook with lard. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. You know, but I did. And oh yeah, I'll never
it's different. Yeah.
It totally is. It totally is. So
I don't know. KK's asking if I think he can eat emu eggs. I do not know.
That's a good question, KK.
I honestly, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Personally, I don't know that I would even try any land animals.
Any land.
I'll be right back.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take over the live. Hope everybody's having a great night. We appreciate you being in here.
You were saying KK. No, he won't try it because they're not waterfowl. So since he's good with duck eggs, he's like, I'm sticking with it. Because we even had a lady. Oh no, she's changing in the John Keeney. Oh no, loose faucet may come up in here. Just be warned, Eric.
I don't know.
Just be careful. Just be warned.
Do I need to shield my eyes?
No, it's fine. It's fine. You'll be fine. But yeah, no, he almost tried goose egg one time, but we decided against it. So because geese are waterfowl, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not positive. Ostrich eggs will break a drill bit. Oh my goodness. I've never actually seen an ostrich egg in person. That is interesting though. I would imagine their eggshells are pretty hard. Being that large, they would have to be. Yeah. So off the wall prepper, how'd you guys do with the storm? I guess you're okay because you're here. I can't imagine you're walking with like a house down around you with on your phone. Like, oh, I got to get back to Simply Jan.
Hey.
Oh no, tornado on the ground in Jonesboro. Oh my gosh.
What?
That's what Off the Wall Prepper said.
Oh, on the ground in Jones. Where's Jonesboro, babe?
Jonesboro, Arkansas?
No, is it Arkansas or Missouri?
Arkansas.
Probably
Arkansas.
Probably Missouri.
Okay, here's the boss. He come to say hi, Eric.
Hey,
Kevin, you and I got a lot. You got a lot to talk about, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
The dog's coming in too.
And we only have 30 seconds to say it before the ladies take over.
A lot of times when she has people on, I just let y'all talk I don't get involved because I don't want.
Because I interrupt.
Not only that, which she just did, but also I don't want the conversation to stray, and it's supposed to be about the guest, not about us. So that's kind of why I try to stay out of them.
Yeah.
When we do them with other people. So, and I'll just listen and I'll just correct her as she goes.
He does.
Like when she doesn't know directions and stuff like that. It doesn't know what day it is. And stuff like that. I'll be in the background saying, "No, it was Wednesday."
Yeah. I used to do my shout outs, and Bushcraft can tell you, like, I do my Friday shout outs, which I didn't do one today because I was having yawn, but I do it on a Thursday.
You do it on the wrong day.
And Charles would go, Jan, it's Thursday, not Friday. Because I go, Friday shout outs. You know?
Post it on Thursday.
I put it on Thursday. And I'm like, well, I'm an overachiever. I can't help it. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Hey, I wanted
We're
to.
giving a dog away if you want. No,
No,
I'm
we
just
ain't
kidding.
Well, we already have blue healers here, so and she
Oh,
look.
I love him.
He looks like he might be mixed with blue healer.
He
He's
is.
a border collie, Australian Shepherd, and blue
Yep.
heeler.
He's
So,
got that white right there.
So
Oh, yeah.
like this is
He's a
his
sweet-
Bentley.
mom, all right.
That's his mother.
Oh,
Lily,
That's
right there.
Lily.
look, she's like, what?
And
She's-
she's half border and half Aussie.
Yeah,
Both purebreds.
Yeah.
those were both purebreds.
They were.
But she looks a lot like a border collie, but most people think she's purebred border collie, but she's not. But
She's not, but she's a bomb. let me
she's
tell you.
she's an alpha dog.
She is alpha.
She is alpha.
She
and
is the defender of the homestead.
Oh yeah, she is. She is.
Oh,
She
that sounds
will
like
go
Monica.
after it. Huh?
That sounds like Monica.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here for, right?
yeah.
And Brutus, he's funny. She'll go run after everything. And he just sits on the patio like he's the scout of the homestead. Like
But-
if you come up on the porch and you know you're not supposed to be
He's nipped
here,
at people.
he'll come get you.
Yeah,
But
he's
so she takes the, what do you call that? She takes the front,
she takes the point.
The-
She's the point.
and then Brutus is the rear.
Yeah, he's in the rear with he's in the rear with the gear.
Yeah,
That's what he does. He sits back, lets her do all the work,
Yeah,
and and then he might bark a few times. She's barking, chasing something at night. You know, she'll run and chase something off.
oh yeah.
He'll stay up on the porch and he'll bark. Woof,
Mm.
and he sits back there with
He acts
us.
like Bobby Badass.
But-
You know? Yeah. Hi, Alice. How are you?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I,
Hey, Jay
I-
and Christina, we're praying for you. We just know that God has Alice as a bot. Okay, let's get rid of Alice. Hold on,
how do you know she's a bot?
because she's
She's saying weird words like Vostek.
Voss. When you get the Voss, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, she's been blocked.
I think a
so
lot of the trolls. I've thought this for a long time. You can ask her.
thank
I think
you,
a lot of the
Randy.
trolls are bots. They're not even real people.
Yeah.
I don't know who creates them. I don't know how it all works, but like it just seems like that a lot of them aren't even like real people. I tend to think I don't
There
know.
must be one at least that's a real person, because I was just telling Eric and the kids the other day, I got us in the trouble because I was over on Rambling with the Brooms. I was on Scott's live last week, and there was somebody in there messing around. And I started messing around, counting how many times the guy would come back with a fake profile. And after like the sixth time, I was like, all right, I got to leave, guys. See you later. You know, it was fun procrastinating with you guys on Thursday. And no sooner did I log out, I had a new subscriber. Bing. And it was one of those 6 profiles. I was like, oh, no.
Oh,
I blocked that joker so fast. I was like, no, sir.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. What,
Yeah.
you want me to leave the
You-
troll?
You know we're trying to get to 1K. leave them bots alone.
No, he was a
Where
for
you
real
at?
person.
How far are you at?
Oh, we're
What's
far.
No, what's your subscriber count? So everyone in the chat, the reason we do these things is so you can go over to Bland's Promised Land Ranch and hit that like button, subscribe, watch at least 2 videos to begin with.
Comment.
You'll be hooked after that. You'll watch all. They're that good.
Yeah.
And watch their videos so their subscription will stick. And let's build their channel up, y'all. I mean, come on, let's go.
I'll grab my
We have
phone right
30
after this and I'll subscribe. So you'll see me in the comments.
He'll
My-
be
Oh.
Kevin Henderson.
I just go by my real name. I don't have some goofy name or anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be watching for you. Make sure Monica doesn't block you too.
I won't block you.
All right, it'll be Kevin Henderson.
I'll be like, well, troll.
You'll see
Don't
me in
block
there.
my husband, Monica.
I will not. I only blocked that person because I saw they had that was one of the 6, and I told the kids, I was like, I told my daughter Abigail, I was like, oh no, I just got us in the trouble. She's like, Mom, you can't be razzing the trolls, and I'm like, well, it was kind of funny actually. She's like, you got to stop doing that. I'm like, okay.
Hey, Vandalland, I like when Harvey comes on, not Harvey Black, don't get those mistaken, but when Harvey comes on, and like Harvey won't mess if I say these are my friends. He's like, he stops. He has like 6 other channels, but he won't mess with you from there on in. He might come in and say hi, but a lot of people just keep blocking him, and I'm like, stop, don't block Harvey. Leave him alone. I got this.
I don't trust that dude.
I got the heated sheet.
I don't trust that dude. I think he should be blocked.
Yeah.
The more you block him, the more he comes back with new channels.
Yeah, but
if I tell him, because we got this thing with Harvey now, we got this thing with the troll. Can you believe it? But I tell him, no, these are my friends. Leave him alone. He will not mess with you.
Yeah, he generally does. But he came on,
and he'll just start saying hi, but he won't hack you.
I did not ban you, Crazy Ed. I did not ban you.
He came on someone's live one time and several lives, and was asking doing some perverted things, asking some perverted questions, and I was like,
oh yeah, we were like blocking him left and right.
Well, y'all didn't block him on that one. You said to stop, and then he stopped.
Well, then Homer came on, and they started talking,
and I was like, man, I don't care.
They were
just
talking
block him
smack,
forever.
so we.
Well, I think that's the thing with Scott over at Rambling with the Brooms. He was really good. He was like, hey, he was like, he was like, hey, you need to stop spamming. If you don't stop, and we're going to block you. And so nobody blocked him at first. And then Scott was like, all right, you need to settle down. And then the person kept going. And so finally one of the mods jumped in, and it was just like it was just constant, the same thing over and over. And I was like, well, he's not really saying anything bad. It's just constantly just hitting everything. And I think that was the concern, that if you're saying the same thing all the time.
Yes, that's the aggravating part.
Yeah. So yeah, but he was warned, and poor guy. I felt bad because I'm like, I know this is a person.
Yeah.
But it kind of was funny, so I felt bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Harvey Black was banned from our channel for a while. We didn't know how. We had no idea how. I felt so bad. I'm like, I don't know how to unblock him. So Eric finally reached out to, I think, Off the Wall. No, Gray Man Prepping, and Gray Man was like, "This is how you do it." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so easy. How did I not know how to do that?"
It wasn't so easy though. I had someone blocked, and I never knew. It was Gail at Gail's Southern Living. I accidentally blocked my best one.
You gotta watch her.
I'm telling you,
you gotta watch them couponers.
I'm like, Gail, I can't see you on the line, and we're Marco-ing, we're calling, and I can't see you. I don't know what I've done, and it was on her live that I moderate for, and I blocked her.
Did you guys confuse?
Got it.
Did you guys confuse Harvey Black for Harvey Price?
I think that's what happened, but we didn't do it. I think someone else did.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of different mods, and my two of my older kids mod for us, and so. But they're kind of they're quiet. They kind of sit in the back and mod. So they just quietly watch. And I don't think that they really know, but they're kind of watch. But yeah, I think that somehow, I don't know who did it, but somebody did. I felt so bad. I was like, I don't know how to block him, Eric. And he's like, we need to figure it out.
And I felt bad. I felt bad for him because we didn't know how to undo it. And he was reaching out to us. He's like, I'd really like to participate in the chat. And I'm like,
I know.
I'm really sorry. I'm trying to figure it. So actually, he was one that helped us because he was like, maybe reach out to Gray Man Prepping, and because I think that's where I met him. Actually, he had us on his live, and so we met up. But
I feel so bad. I felt so stupid because I'm like, I know about technology, but now I feel dumb because
that's the thing is everybody thinks Monica's a sweetheart, but you better watch out. Don't wrong her.
She'll block you.
She's Mama Bear.
Look, my
Uh-huh.
son, my older son, blocked me in Eric's birthday chat. We were in there, and he had his friend from Maryland, and so it was him and his friend sitting there. And I jumped in the back, and I just pulled up my private channel, and so I jumped in the chat, started talking to people. My son blocked me. He timed me out for like 300 seconds. I'm like, first of all, 300 seconds makes no sense. It's not even like a right number. Like, it's stupid.
No.
And then I get timed out. And then as soon as I start to come back, he timed me out a second time. I was like, son, I will come find you. I know where you live. You will get hurt. He's like, I'm so sorry, Mom. He was texting me. I'm so sorry. I'm like, what a jerk. So I finally got back in the chat, and Eric was like, well, it's 10 o'clock. Gotta go. And I was like,
Oh God.
So,
when you
yeah.
block somebody, it'll say like 300 seconds or something.
yeah. So I guess it's 5 minutes. I mean, if you
5
do
minutes. But why
but
not
it's
just go 5 minutes?
300 seconds. It was so random. I'm like, 300 seconds. And I'm like, I don't want to do math right now. I'm irritated.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
500 seconds. Oh, yeah. I was mad.
Oh, God. Well, Ed and KJ and Christina were praying for safe
Yeah.
weather for y'all. Hi, Moments with Vanessa.
Does Ed have any cover at all?
He's an RV. He said.
He's in an RV. Oh, my word.
He's tucked between some trees, but
Yeah.
yeah, he should be okay. They're
Yeah.
gonna be okay. It's all good.
He said free amusement ride for Ed.
I know, right?
Is there like
That is-
there tornadoes in the forecast?
yeah. They're warned right now. They're under tornado warning, I think.
Yeah.
It's perfect weather.
The
for
winds
'em.
are picking up
'Cause it's
so-
been-
Yeah, we were up in the
warm.
80s today.
Yeah. You were up
Yeah.
in the 80s?
We were
Yeah,
in the
it was-
high 60s.
it was
No, we
humid.
were 70
We did?
in Springfield.
Oh, no,
I work in Springfield.
It was 60s.
It was 70 there.
It was 67 here when last I checked.
Yeah, it
So-
hit 70.
and
in
now it's going to
Springfield.
get down to the 30s. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably-
go figure. Yeah.
It was really warm today. It was in the low 80s, and it was like sticky. You could feel it in the air. And so we got a couple severe warm storms right outside of Dallas. And I came home, and it rained for a brief few minutes, and then it was done.
Yeah.
Was it really windy there today?
Yes, it was very
Yeah,
windy.
it's really windy here too.
Really windy.
Yeah.
Tie yourself to a tree, Ed.
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
Oh. Well, gosh, y'all, we're over an hour, and I know Eric's probably grumbling in his tummy, and he needs some duck eggs.
He needs some duck egg. I think that's what he's gonna get tonight. I'm gonna go start dipping chocolate. I've got to dip a bunch of chocolate because we're gonna try to gift a bunch of things to our Sunday school teachers and all the people for this weekend. So try to get that out for the Sunday school. So I'm gonna put my kids in full helping mode tonight. We're gonna be dipping pretzels and Oreos and Ritz crackers and all the
Good
things.
work.
Hey, have
Yep.
y'all ever gone to a restaurant where you just go in and dip all the chocolate and all the goodness and the strawberries and crackers?
We haven't.
I did that one day, and one night. I think it was my birthday, and my friend treated me there, and I got so sick. But I ate every bit of it. I was like,
I was gonna say I probably would be so sick to my stomach by the time I left there because I would gorge myself. I'm like, I'm paying for it. I'm eating it.
oh
I
yeah,
mean-
it hit me in the middle of the night. And because I had pineapple and apple and
Mhm.
strawberries and
heartburn
pretzels.
You see?
I mean, yeah, oh yeah. When he eats like pie, he has to do Tums because
Oh yeah, yeah.
he's miserable.
I love sweets and I love ice cream, stuff like that. I just got to be careful with it and not eat it all the time, and I'll get heartburn from it.
Bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta get
Real
some,
bad.
drink a bunch of milk and eat some Tums. That's my remedy.
Yeah, I don't eat chocolate very much, but yeah, I pay for it when I do. I do.
Yeah.
It
That's me with
depends.
ice cream. I don't eat ice cream very often, but when I do, I usually am feeling sick afterwards. I'm like, oh, why did I eat the ice cream? But it was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I can't have it in the house. If I have it in the house, if I have like a gallon of it, if I
get
buy a
one
gallon
little
of
bowl.
it, like one of the big pails of it, I'll eat it. I'll eat it every night.
Oh yeah.
Every night. And I'll
He's
put
like, "It's
chocolate
here."
syrup all over it. I can't so I just can't buy it. I just
Yeah.
can't buy it.
It's smart. We can
He's
definitely.
like, well, are you gonna eat it? And I go, well, you ate it all.
What happens is like I'm eating a bowl of it every night, and it's in the house for say a week or so. you know.
Yeah.
And I'll say, hey, it's getting pretty low. You want a bowl? She'll say no. And I'll
Because
say,
God knows
this
we
is
can't
it.
leave it alone. No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'll eat it every night. That's why I just don't buy it. If
Yeah.
I don't buy it, I
Yeah.
won't eat it.
Yeah.
So
We typically don't buy a lot of ice cream and stuff unless we have like we're having a birthday or something. And so
Yeah.
all of our kids' birthdays are very close together, unfortunately. Like the most of them are very close. Like we just had a November birthday, and then we'll have a January, and then we have 3 February birthdays back to back
Oh,
to back.
gosh.
And so we'll have we call them ice cream socials. So instead of having cake all the time, we say, do you want an ice cream social? And so when we buy ice cream, I'm buying like 6 half-gallons of ice cream, you know, the big half gallons. And we just scoop it. So for the next 3 days we have ice cream, and Eric's like, everybody gonna eat that last little bit of ice cream? I'm going to eat it then. So you know, some ice cream has eggs in it. So he's got to be really careful because he has to watch that because he figured that out really fast too.
Well, if you make it homemade with your cream from your cows, no eggs.
That's true, but we don't have dairy cows, and I am not chasing them beef cows around to try to get milk. That would be a video though, to try to watch me chasing them. Come back! I need milk for ice cream.
Around the haystack conversation. Trying to milk that meat cow.
Now there goes Daz. Daz is gonna go have ice cream after this now. See?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
I love caramel. I'm a caramel freak. Anything caramel. Y'all, if you want to send me caramel, I'm just saying.
You know how to make caramel in a jar?
No.
Have you heard that recipe yet?
No.
So you take sweetened condensed milk, and then you water bath it, and it turns to caramel. I'm not kidding you.
The front door.
All by itself.
All by itself. You put it, and you actually do it where you put it in a tray. I haven't done it yet, but I'm on a rebel canner group, so they don't follow all the rules.
Oh,
but
yeah.
these people make this crazy, and it's on Facebook, and it is the most hilarious page. I love these people. But these women are amazing. But you put it on a sheet tray, like a cookie tray. You put a little bit of water in the tray. You can actually put the jars. Is that one? No, that's the cheesecake. Sorry, they do cheesecake in a jar too. My bad. You take the caramel, you take the sweetened condensed milk, you put it in a little tiny 4-ounce, the 4-ounce jelly jars.
Yeah.
You can put it in there. You put it in the water bath canner, and you water bath it for however long, and it comes out to be like dulce de leche, like caramel.
Whoa.
Yes, and then you just put and it lasts forever. These women are just they love it. They just eat them by the jar. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. I can send you. Yes, see, Daz knows. I can send you the
link.
I'll send you the link.
Facebook. So
do you have? You said you don't have Facebook. Or you do.
No, I don't do Facebook.
I'll send you. I'll take a picture of the recipe, and then I'll send it to you.
Yay!
It is awesome.
Caramel and pecans and ice cream is my.
And don't blame me when you're 20 pounds heavier by January 1st.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
this is the time to pack it on, ain't it? Unfortunately.
Well, people were saying they were giving them with a little apple on top and wrapping it in cellophane and giving it as a gift to their neighbors and stuff.
Did Big Dreams pop in here?
Hey, if you I got the Christmas party at work next Friday.
See,
and it's I haven't decided what I was going to bring, and the boss he used to do competitive barbecuing. Compete in barbecue contest.
Yeah.
So when he makes barbecue at Christmas time, or does a prime rib, it is awesome. So, but everybody else, all the employees usually bring a dish, something. He provides the barbecue or prime rib or whatever. And last year, I think I brought the pasta. I brought some pasta salad.
I made pasta.
She made pasta salad, but I told her this year, I said we should make a dessert. Well, that caramel apple thing.
Now you can make some caramel, make some apples, boom, right there.
Right
and
there.
all you need is sweetened condensed milk. That's it.
Cheap. I have that.
I will. When we're finished here, I will get it and I will email it to you right away.
Okay, perfect. Yay, that's cool. Or else I'm gonna do the pumpkin because we have so many pumpkins that I grew.
Pumpkins, pump, and kin.
Pumpkins.
Pumpkin.
No, they're pumpkins.
I always got to correct her.
Pumpkins. So I'm
She's
gonna,
not listening though.
I know she never
no,
does.
I can't. I cannot say pumpkins. I don't know why. It just
She
comes
said,
out pumpkins.
Cannot say pumpkins. I have to say
I can't.
pumpkin.
Pumpkin. Well, I should come on your How to Talk Wrong episode.
We can do a whole
has, like,
episode
a
on
lot of
that.
these sayings that are like
Here we go.
I call them Janisms, and she's much like Yogi Berra. Have you ever heard the Yogi Berra sayings? Like, just the funny Yogi Berra sayings. She's got a lot of them. Like, she'll take like a metaphor, like it's hotter than a whatever, and she'll just butcher it up.
I do.
And
I
like,
do.
so I call them Janisms, and I can't really even think of one right now, but I mean, you'll hear them.
I told him to write them down, and then at my eulogy, he can just go over it. Laugh,
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. In case I croak first, and but knowing my luck, I'll have to say it at my own funeral. So
I'll say.
he'll go.
Well, I
first.
make a bunch of mistakes and I'm always forgetting things. And so my daughter is really good for that. She's 17 and she's like, oh my gosh, you just said this. And she like puts it in her notes in her phone. And I'm like, are you taking notes? She's like, yes, I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
great. Because the one day I said, when I die, I want a pink sparkly death box. And she goes, what did you say? A death box? I said, the thing that you put me in when I die. She's like, a
That's the kind of
coffin?
things that she says.
She said, a coffin, Mom. And I'm like, yeah, a coffin, death box, same thing. She's like, she
Casket,
put her phone out. She was like,
coffin, death box.
yeah. So I'm down for Mom wants to be buried in a pink sparkly death box, not a coffin, a death box. And I'm like, okay, I make mistakes. I have a lot going on up in here. So yeah, she's good for that. She's got like a list of all the things I say wrong.
Oh yeah, last night I was Marco and Anne Marie, and I now, to save my life, I can't remember. It was some term, and so I just made up. I'm like, I had the one word right, and so she bubbles in and she's like, "Oh, do you mean such and such?" See, I can't even remember it now, and I'm like, "Yes, that's it. What I say."
Yeah,
But,
it's one of those things, there's somebody always good for that. I'm just like, write it down then. Write it down. You can have a good time when I'm in my pink sparkly death box. You can tell all the people about the things I did wrong.
We're going to put on your casket Monica's pink sparkly death box.
Yeah. Might as well have fun with it. I'm not going to say nothing about it. I'll be gone.
I know, right? You won't know.
I'll be gone living it up. I'll be like, ha ha.
Exactly.
I'm way up here. Bye.
Oh God.
Oh my
That's too
goodness.
funny. Well, you guys, I'm gonna call it. Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
Yeah, it's getting late. We better make some dinner for our children too.
Yeah, they gotta eat.
They're playing video games. They could care about anything but video games right now. So I'm gonna have to go in there and announce it's dinner time. They're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, I know, right? Right. Hey, it was so good having y'all on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
It was nice
You're
to
welcome.
meet you
Y'all,
guys.
go subscribe to Bland's Promised Land Ranch.
And check out Round the Hay Bale because we're
And
going to be there
around
soon.
the hay bale. I can't wait to see this. I'm so excited. I want to be a guest. I'm just putting it out there right now.
Hey, you know what? We're going to. I'm telling Casey. Casey, you better just make sure.
You just tell Casey, dude.
I'll get it. I'll put it in Casey's ear.
Don't make Jan cry. Don't make her cry, 'cause that ain't pretty. It ain't pretty at all. All right, I love you all.
Thank you guys
Thank
so much.
you.
Yeah,
Y'all,
thank you for having us.
joining us. We're praying for y'all in the line of the storm,
Yeah.
and praying that God will protect you. Mama B she gets a little anxious, so pray for Possum Run Homestead. She gets very anxious during storms. So
Yeah.
and Anne Marie at Big Dreams Little Budget. So Off the Wall Prepper, Ed's Crazy Homestead. If y'all just keep them in your prayers. Coffee Angels, Craft Side, Lynette. But anyway, keep them all in your prayers. Go feed your kiddos and
Have a
your
great
big,
night.
your
Have a good
big
weekend.
kiddo.
Thanks. You too. I'll send you that. I'll send you that recipe.
Give Kevin your phone number. I ain't doing it. No. 'Cause
Thanks
I know
so
You like
much.
to fish? You like to fish? Hunt? That kind
Yes,
of
he
stuff.
does.
Okay, then we're cool.
Yeah. I'm not giving it. I love y'all.
See ya. Thank
All right,
you.
bye-bye. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
All right.
Oh, Shadow of the Doubt. That's what it was. Shadow of the Doubt. Yeah. All right. Okay, y'all. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining us and spending your time with us. Y'all be blessed and love well. Bye now.
Bye now.
Bye now.